Welcome to the Metal Pack Pod, the industry's leading podcast for the global metal packaging market. The Metal Pack Pod is brought to you by the Metal Packager, the number one digital resource for the global metal packaging market. With over 7,000 monthly users in over 150 countries globally, be sure to check us out on metalpackager.com. I'm your host Alex Fordham, and today we welcome Larry Churchwell, President of DRT Holdings. Larry has held a number of senior management positions across the packaging sector, including as Global Marketing Manager for the beverage segment at Valspar and Marketing and Portfolio Leader for its Equipment and Automation Division at Sealed Air Corporation. A little bit of background behind DRT Holdings for you. As pioneers in the development of the easy open-end beverage and food packaging sector, DRT has become a major supplier of easy open-end systems, parts and tooling. Today, DRT consists of 3 divisions, operating 10 facilities in the US and Germany that employ over 600 people and serves a diverse range of markets. During this episode, Larry outlines exciting new developments at DRT following acquisition, what sets DRT apart from the rest, and he introduces its new strategic partnership with Meadow, which promises to bring true innovation into the personal care market. But before we begin the episode, we must give special mention to our sponsors PPG. We're proud to partner with you and thank you for supporting the Metal Pack Pod this past year. Their range of innovative and sustainable solutions enables its customers to protect and beautify the world. Now on to today's show. Well, good morning, Larry. Looking forward to an interesting conversation with you. I know we saw each other last night, and it's certainly been a full-on couple of days at the show. I mean, what's your takeaway from MetPack so far? I know it's been 7 years since the whole industry got together. Just be interested in your thoughts initially about how the show has been.
Yeah, it's been really good for us. We've gotten a lot of traffic in our booth. We've gotten to walk around and see a lot of the other exhibitors, and it's been very collaborative, very good to get everybody back together again.
Excellent stuff. And just want to take things one step back for our listeners who aren't quite as well acquainted with DRT. That's probably a nice place to start if you can give a bit of a brief overview about the company, and we can get on to the exciting new changes that you guys have got, certainly since you've come on board in your new position.
Thanks. So it's a pretty impressive history with DRT. Ermel Frey started the company in 1949 and designed the integral rivet that we use for the easy open end today. That really was a jumping off point for the technology and for the industry that we have today. I think 1962, the first 2 presses shipped, one to Campbell's Soup and one to Iron City, and there's some debate of which one actually was the first one that was sent out. So DRT was Dayton reliable tool back then. It was a kicking off point for a successful business where he made some acquisitions, got in some different spaces of high precision machining, which really was his forte, and then got into some medical product and also some aerospace. And so today we are 10 facilities, 10 plants, 5 aerospace, 3 high precision machining facilities, all in the US. And then in metal packaging, our largest location is in Kettering or in Dayton, Ohio, and then 1 facility in Braunschweig, Germany. And so those 10 facilities make up DRT as we have today.
The metal packaging side, I mean, what's the rough percentage of the size of your business? Is it the majority?
Yeah, it's a big piece of it. It's not quite half, but it's a big significant chunk. I will say that parts and change parts and those types of things is the biggest piece of the metal packaging business. But we have been successful in placing conversion systems. We think we've got a very good value proposition for our conversion systems, and so we're looking at that as being a bigger part of our business going forward.
Larry, as well, just a little bit of background behind yourself. I know you've got a lot of history within the industry yourself, so just for our listeners who perhaps don't know you as well as some within the industry, just a nice opportunity to introduce yourself.
Okay. Yeah, so I spent 5 years with Valspar, which is now Sherwin-Williams, in their packaging coatings division. Spent a lot of time with household products, with closures, paint cans, aerosol, that type of thing, and then moved into the body of the can business in North America, and then from there moved into global marketing for the whole can, the end and the body, and was spending a lot of time with the brand owners out there to really understand where they were wanting to go with BPA 9 and 10 or non-BPA, and any other components of concern. So I spent that 5 years doing that. Then I left metal packaging for the evil flexible packaging side of our packaging industry, and spent 7 years with Sealed Air Corporation, 3 years on the marketing and for flexible packaging, and then moved the last 4 years into our equipment business, trying to move into automation, services, data, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with dancing with the devil with regards to flexible packaging. So perhaps it gives you a nice overview of certainly from I'm perhaps guilty of it as well, being totally focused on one industry. The metal packaging sector, can making sector, you can become a little bit linear in your approach. So I think having that overall focus on the packaging sector, it gives you opportunity to bring other ideas to the table. So that's really useful. I know certainly there's been lots of internal changes at DRT. I know we've always been well respected in the industry as a real solid company, but it seems that there's been lots of exciting new changes and certainly a vision to bring some real changes to the industry. So if you could introduce those, that'd be great.
Yeah, thank you. So the company was purchased by Mill Rock Capital back in early 21, and with that, is a jumping off point for change typically. So we had a number of the leadership team that moved on to other opportunities. And then Mill Rock started, placing their leadership team. And so Rob Cohen, who's our CEO, was placed at the end of 21. And then Rob and I started conversations in early 22. I joined the team July of 22. And then we quickly brought in some additional folks to help round that out. One of the biggest additions to our team was someone to lead our innovation efforts. And so we want to get back to our roots in innovation. That's what I started this out with, was Ernie and his innovation in the integral rivet. Is we want to get back to that, and so we're going to be putting a very big focus on innovation. Innovation can be sort of twofold. Maybe even others could be argued, but we're in an industry, in the beverage industry and the food industry, where our customers are looking to be very operationally efficient. They want that to be one of their biggest differentiators against competition. The other side of innovation is something that can impact the consumer or the brand, that maybe expands the reach of our industry into new markets. And so we want to look at our innovation on both of those fronts, something that's directly related to what our customers do, but also something that expands our industry beyond just the bounds that it's in today.
Absolutely. And before we get on to exciting new announcement we've got for the industry that you've been certainly promoting at the show, just wanted to, I know you're putting together a real team with solid experience in the industry, so it's a nice opportunity to introduce the team that you've tirelessly spent trying to get the right people involved, because obviously your ownership and also yourself, it's all well and good having the vision, but you need people to come on board that share that vision. So it seems like you're putting a nice team in place.
Yep. So really when I came in, we brought one of my former colleagues at Sherwin-Williams, Will Hoffman, in to lead our sales and marketing effort. And then we had some openings due to some retirements. Tom Crothers was in the industry for about 45 years on the sales side of things in the last part of his career. So we were losing a ton of know-how and experience. So we brought in some folks that could learn from him before he left, and actually we kept him on for a little bit, even post-retirement. And that's PJ Tyson. We brought him in to lead our equipment and CapEx type of product line.
And there's also a nice opportunity to introduce one of the sort of strings to your bow this week with regards to DRT and Meadow. And I know it sounds, certainly when I saw you guys back in January, you guys were straining at the least to introduce this, and it's been the opportunity to really get this launched to market. So it's a nice opportunity and a scoop for the metal packager to hear more about it.
Yep, we got connected with this Meadow team, and they're a global group. They're really headquartered out of Europe. A lot of young talent that have gone through these types of innovative launches in the past, and so we got connected with them several months ago to help make a unique end for their product. And basically what their product is, it's going to be targeted right now at a sub-market of personal care. Soaps, shampoos, lotions, conditioners, those types of things that are dominated by single-use plastics today. And so the concept is that the 12-ounce can, so maybe a sleek can or a 33 CL can, since we're here in Germany today, will be in its current format, which is the most highly engineered, cost-effective package in the world. And then we're helping design a unique, novel end that will allow them, as part of their total package, to be able to pop a score and have a pump that is placed in the system. And so once you're out of the lotion, you pull that out, you drop it into the recycle bin, and you install a new refill system there. So we like it. It's very simple. It's a good, cost-effective solutions against single-use plastic. And so we're doing whatever we can to help with our know-how, our DRT know-how in the industry, to help them get this thing launched and into the marketplace.
And what's the feedback been like this week?
It's been one of the biggest draws in our booth. People are just drawn over to the samples that we have. They love to be able to crank down the top and hear the pop of the score and opening, and then the smell of the soap that comes out. So we've done a very good job. The team's done a very good job with the displays and then the consumer experience of this. And so we're even more excited after seeing the excitement that we have from this industry.
Absolutely, and it certainly sounds like an exciting development that certainly will be in a traditional market. It's nice to see some real innovation, which I wish you all the best with that, and we look forward to seeing what happens with this development. So just want to take one step back. I know when we spoke in January, we've seen aggressive growth within the can making sector in the last 3 to 5 years, and certainly in 2023 things seem to have, not necessarily that the market's been spooked, but things have certainly settled down, because this aggressive growth can't go on forever. So I'm just curious to see how you guys have found things in the last, certainly in 2023, and are you guys satisfied where the industry's in? And don't want to put you as a clairvoyant, so to speak, but just I'd be interested to see what your take on how the industry is now, and perhaps moving forward in the next 12 months.
It's a common question I get from our leadership inside of our company. So I think what I've heard a number of people say, the industry's taking a little breath after a long sprint of growth, and so it's a good package, right? And it's got a lot of benefits from the sustainability angle. I think it's just a matter of time before we start, we take that breath and get going again. It's just a matter of, the clairvoyance part of it is just, when will that happen? And that's the big magic number. So we're confident. We're confident that we're investing in the business still. I'll tell you that in our operations, we're investing in automation to help us with throughput and quality once this thing does pop back into shape. And so this is the time, if you believe in the industry, now is the time to invest to be stronger on the other side, and that's what we're doing.
We interrupt this episode for a brief segment from our sponsors, PPG.
Packaging coatings from PPG draw on our company's 140-year history of innovation. We never stop improving our solutions to meet the evolving needs of can makers and the marketplace. That spirit of innovation results in technology like the cradle-to-cradle platinum-rated PPG Innovel Pro. PPG Innovel Pro is the latest enhancement to the world's #1 non-BPA beverage can coating. It still doesn't use any bisphenol ingredients, but experienced can makers report that it now sprays like an epoxy. Follow PPG Packaging Coatings on LinkedIn or visit packagingcoatings.com to learn more about why PPG is the coatings partner for can making excellence.
And so, Larry, I know certainly at the show and within the industry at the moment, we've been talking about the high level of growth and about the industry being able to pause for breath. And I think some of the other aspects of this fine industry have been forgotten about a little bit, and it's time to reflect and bring other opportunities into play, like service and having that point of difference and looking after your customers. And I know that's something dear to your heart at DRT.
Yeah, it is. The opportunity to work in several different industries, working in the food industry, is very similar. There are a lot of the same hallmarks with the metal packaging industry, is that the companies are super focused on being operationally efficient. And because of that, you want them to be able to do their primary job of focusing on making the operation hum every day. And so the suppliers have an opportunity, because they know their product and their solution better than anyone, is to bring that know-how into those facilities proactively. And so my last role when I was with Sealed Air, we launched a proactive service model, and we're doing that very thing here with DRT, just getting it off the ground. And so the basic structure of that is to have quarterly visits to check out the equipment, see if there's anything that we notice that's maybe not quite right, to give some coaching back and counsel back into the operation to be proactive in making repairs before the problem happens. Because once the problem happens, the damage is done to the operation, whether that's quality or downtime, that sort of thing. So with those quarterly audits, we're offering training, because the same issue that everyone is having is turnover of people. And so that training is often forgotten on the tyranny of the day in an operation. So we're packaging this all together for this more proactive. I can't use that word enough, because that's what it is, instead of the reactive, getting into the proactive stage. And that has been resonating very, very well with the customers that we've presented that to, and this week as far as conversation and dialogue around the service program.
You mentioned about turnover of people. That's something certainly this industry needs to be mindful of. Such a specialised industry, you need good people, and finding good people is difficult, particularly in manufacturing. And it sounds like you're growing and growing fast, and how are you managing to adapt as a result? I mean, are you looking to tie in relationships with apprenticeships and universities, or are you looking for, I know you build a good team together from within the industry. I mean, how are you looking to try and approach that challenge? Because it is a challenge, and this industry is quite a mature vintage, a lot of older people. You only have to look at the show. It's people that have lived and breathed it for 30, 40 years, and that can't go on forever. So I'm just curious to see how you guys are trying to adapt with that.
The best answer to that question is yes, we're doing all those things. We're blessed with a long lineage of know-how in our company, but again, that won't last forever, and so we need to figure out how to harness that and pass it on. But then you need those people that want to be in this industry and stay on and take that knowledge and use it and just carry it forward. So we have an apprenticeship programs in our plants. We have co-op and internship programs in our engineering and our R&D. We're starting to move that into marketing and even other functions in our company. And so really starting to build that pipeline from the ground, but also we really need to be mindful of the culture, right? And it doesn't need to be too far out of whack, but we want to build a culture that people really care for each other, and that we're collaborative, and that everyone can have input and into the decisions that we make, and try to. One of the things I love the most is saying that one person can make a decision, but 2 or 3 people, 4 people are going to enrich that decision and make a better one. And so we want to get to this point where everyone's at a seat at the table and adding value into to the direction of the company.
Absolutely, and certainly in the research that I've conducted before the interview with Mill Rock, they seem like a nice fit as well, because new ownership, there's always a degree of caution, so to speak, but it seems like they're in for the long haul as well, which is crucial, because this industry, certainly my take is it's a strong industry, and you don't want to be looking at 6, 12 months, 18 months. This is a 10, 15 year project, and I think certainly with the sustainability message, that we're in a good place as an industry.
Yeah, Mill Rock, it was important for me, and it was important to be able to attract a talented team that we have, that they were a building mindset, and it's definitely what they are. They've been very supportive and want to be very aggressive, and so we're doing that organically, and I think we're going to be doing that in an acquisitive format as well.
And then taking things further back again with regards to DRT, I know the show is an opportunity to get your message across, your vision, but perhaps just your unique selling points as a company. I know when we've been chatting anecdotally before the event and over dinner, etc. You've outlined your vision and the strengths as a company, so it'd be interesting to perhaps provide an opportunity to engage listeners.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, coming into the company and really understanding what we do was a difficult journey, because you had so many people that had spent their lives doing this, and I understood it from the coating side from afar, right? The coating's part of an interaction with the fabrication of the metal, super important. But once you get into the inside and the fabrication and the tooling and the know-how there, it's very complex. And so I think that our knowledge that we have inside the company is one of our key pieces, and we hear that from our customers all the time. And so, these guys have been around 30, 40, 45 years, like I talked about with Tom. So we need to figure out how to harness that knowledge and know-how and translate that to the next folks in the pipeline that are going to be supporting this. So I say the know-how is the biggest piece. Our operation is very good. We've got 2 facilities, like I mentioned, in both Germany and the U.S. I think that gives us a big differentiator against some of our competition, especially on the parts side, having two locations, 2 different regions. And then our equipment. Now we are a conversion press company, but that conversion press by itself has got its own value, very differentiated in the space. We believe that there are a number of elements that we can leverage. And then, I mentioned the innovation piece and trying to bring that back into the forefront. We brought Brandon Reinhardt back to the company. Brandon spent his first 23 years with DRT, almost all exactly out of college. I think he was a co-op in his early days and then stayed on. So we brought Brandon back, and he spent some time at one of the can makers for a little over a year. And so he is really leading this reemergence of an innovation culture. We're trying to build that innovation culture from inside the company, but also with Meadow, we're trying to reach outside our walls and try to bring innovation in as well.
And I think that the time is perfect as well because, yes, this industry is very traditional, conservative. Innovation is more of an incremental change rather than revolutionary. But I think the fact that we've seen aggressive growth recently but now we've taken a pause, and I think this is where real innovation and the opportunity comes, because it's all been about order books and lead times and supply chains, and now I think people are realising that is the potential this industry has. And so now we need to innovate. We can't keep standing still, and I think this is the timing wise for you guys seems spot on really with this. Yeah.
I mean, that's been the mantra that we've heard this week, is that we've had this growth and capacity, and now is where everybody's really focused on trying to reduce cost, increase that operational efficiency through the plants, and so that's where the ideas are. But opportunities to expand the markets too, to expand our billions of ends into new markets other than just food and beverage is a big opportunity for the entire industry. And so we're hoping that from this, you typically see innovations that reduce weights of metals and increase speeds. Now we're hoping to bring in some opportunity to expand that into the other markets as well.
And in terms of sustainability, I know we're in a sustainable market, but we kind of have to talk the talk as well. We can't just throw these words around sort of laissez-faire, so to speak. So I just wondered, from a DRT side of things, is this something you're continually mindful of as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every event that we go to, there is this discussion and this allegiance to trying to promote the aluminum package and how much better that is over the other items that are out there in the industry. And it's like I remember an article that came out at the end of 22. I believe it was Jason Momoa that was promoting water in a can and how good that was, and then he was immediately attacked as that the aluminum can was bad for the environment. And so it's just that was sort of in the forefront of what we're up against in our industry, and we need to rally together and try to continue to promote the aluminum can and the benefits of that.
I couldn't agree more. It's funny enough, recently the Metal Packager, we've released a couple of news stories about the growth within the industry and the sustainable story that we have, and we've had some plastic packaging professionals on LinkedIn try and not sabotage but comment on our LinkedIn posts, saying about the fact that actually plastic is in terms of carbon footprint is less, and I think they're realising that metal packaging is starting to eat into market share, and they're getting a little bit more aggressive in their approach. So I think certainly with the Jason Momoa side of things, I think trying to be a bit more proactive in our marketing and just trying to get the message out there. This industry has been very poor at that in the past, so I think you're definitely right. It's time to be on the front foot, so to speak.
Yeah, agree 100%. It's nice to have some people that are influencers pulling metal packaging into the forefront. And so as we get more traction in that area, I think it'll be beneficial as well.
Absolutely. We've seen Ricky Gervais, who's just recently invested in Can of Water as well. And it seems like there's lots of interesting, fun stuff going on. And DRT and Meadow sort of adds traction to that approach. So wish you all the best with that side of things, and look forward to catching up in a few months' time to hear the latest developments. So Larry, appreciate your time, and it's been good fun, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate the time.